Hi there. Today we're going to talk about how you can manage remote workers with Avacee. As a recap, the Avacee Systems Intelligence Platform is a massively scalable, born in the cloud, extensible way of managing IT systems no matter where they are. When we look at managing remote workers, we look at it in three areas. First of all, cloud readiness, both in terms of how you connect and manage devices, but also planning for things like virtual desktop delivery. Next, we look at how you monitor service levels. That means on remote physical devices as well as virtual desktops, no matter where they're hosted. And finally, providing instant response in terms of how you can get immediate alerts and problems occur, but also how you can automate resolution of those problems with ready-made actions. So let's see it in action. And we're going to start with a devices page, which is a view of every device connected to this tenant, a mixture of Windows laptops, Windows towers, MacBooks, Linux servers, Windows session hosts, where they are, the last user that logged on, when we last heard from them, and so on. Each of these is running a very lightweight agent, no drivers, no reboots, only talks outbound HTTPS, so no firewall changes, and they're self-updating as well. And those can be used to collect all kinds of information about remote workers or indeed any system under management. So for example, you could pull a report on hardware information, what the manufacturers are, the memory and CPU specs of those devices. You could look at the operating systems and the disks on those devices. You could look at things like missing patches. Are you able to effectively keep your laptops secure and patched and up to date for remote workers? Are they able to do that themselves? You could look at things like location history, where those devices have been, the wireless access points they're connected to, where we can get it. We also record their geolocation, and so on. It's all very extensible. These are some reports we built. We can add more. We can help you do that. You can add your own. And then you might consider, are some of these actually good candidates for virtual desktops, for better management and tighter security? And you've got to consider what applications are on those desktops and whether they would be good candidates for a virtual desktop in the cloud or in your data center. So you can see the applications that are installed right now. More important is the usage information. How often are those applications being used? And what is their resource consumption? So here we have all applications across all devices, all users, summed by their CPU cycles. So we can begin to find applications that would be very expensive to host in a virtual desktop farm. Do the same thing for memory as well. Again, by watching all users, all sessions, all devices, we can begin to identify applications that frequently consume large amounts of memory. And then we can drill in and we get a list of every application that's run those and great detail on CPU and memory consumption. So you can begin to pick candidate applications and devices and users for a virtual desktop deployment. In a previous video, which you can find in our YouTube channel, we actually showed you this, the VDI Desktop Build Simulator. This takes information that we've gathered about application installs and lets you build a candidate list of applications and test its suitability for users and devices, and then filter by their location, department, division, all those kind of things. This is anonymized data, but this was taken from a real-world project where we helped a large financial services customer identify the most suitable users for moving to a virtual desktop farm. So now let's look at how you would monitor service levels for remote workers. And in particular, we're going to pull on a laptop that's at home. In fact, it's my laptop we're on right now. And you can see you get real-time updates on things like CPU load, memory usage, network, disk activity, and so on. Other things that would help you troubleshoot the experience on a particular device can also be used, as I'll show you in a minute, to give you alerts on upcoming performance problems. There's some information about the device itself, and including some of the security items, firewalls, BitLocker. And you can see a real-time view of what applications are running on this device as well. This gets updated frequently, as you saw there, and you can see the top applications running on here. You can see which applications are installed, which patches are missing. And then you have a view of the Avacee event log, as well as you can dive into the Windows event log. This is capturing Windows event items across all devices, all users, and feed them into one place. And so, for example, if I wanted to see everything related to group policy, you can see it's filtered through all those very quickly and highlighted anything I've chosen to collect there. I can also look for application errors and get lots of information there from the local Windows event log. You can also do troubleshooting of virtual desktops from here, again, very relevant to remote workers. A commonly used metric is the logon time of a virtual desktop session. So here this table shows you a mixture of both physical and virtual all in one place, showing user login times and some attributes about those logins. Let's pick a virtual session and deep dive and take a look at the timeline view for that particular logon. So you could troubleshoot problems like user profile load times, group policies. Now, there's another video on our channel that shows in great detail how to use this timeline view to diagnose and troubleshoot common problems. I'm not going to do that again today, but we are going to show you that you can also use this to explore the user profile. If the user was having slow logon times due to profile issues or was losing settings, again, you can break down and see what's in their profile, whether you're still using things like folder redirection and the size of the different folders in the profile. And from there, assess if it's a good candidate for a profile containerization solution or something like that. And finally, let's talk about how you can provide an instant response to your remote workers. We'll start with the alerts feature. This can generate alerts off any index, any piece of data, anywhere in the Avacee database. So for example, if I wanted an alert every time my disk queue is over a level of 4 times in 5 minutes, then it will raise an alert for me. So the occasional spike is fine, but it's got to be a sustained problem. The disk queue has to be long for a long time. So it's actually a real performance problem, not just an occasional glitch. And that will send me an email. It will raise an event in the Avacee event log. It also can raise a ticket for me in my service desk. Anything that accepts a webhook API can then send me an alert, notify me of an impending problem. I can also use it for capturing things like Windows event logs. So for example, anytime Windows event 1026 arrives in the application event log, again, I'll get an alert. I can raise a ticket, whatever I need to respond to that. But the most powerful thing I want to show you for immediate resolution of problems is back in the device dashboard. In the bottom left here, you'll see we have a combination of actions and custom actions. Actions are some built-in hard-coded ones, like you can send a message to the user on the console, you can even reboot their system, which would be very important if someone's stuck and just can't log in. But we also can create these custom actions. These are actually scripts that are run out of our script engine. And as soon as you click this, for example, if I was to flush the DNS cache and click send, what that will do is send that action to my endpoint device, and at some point in the next 30 seconds or so, it'll run that action. And this is completely extensible. If you look at, for example, a Linux host, such as this one here, you'll see that we have a long list of custom actions we can provide, updating the agent, actions in the operating system, and so on. Completely extensible. You can add your own and resolve issues no matter where they are, whether it's for servers or remote worker desktops, anywhere in the world. So thanks for watching this video. Hope that gives you a really good snapshot of how you can support remote workers using the Avacee platform.